Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Make It Yourself. Today we are going to make this wall hanging which has some vines, some flowers and two birds sitting on top of it. The tutorial for the vine and the leaf wall hanging, the link to which will be available in the description. In this video we are going to learn how to make the birds and also how to make the tiny flowers that I am attaching to the branch. I really hope you enjoy this tutorial and do not forget to refer to the description if you want to make the entire wall hanging, and if not you can just make the bird and the flowers for your individual projects also. Another important thing that you need to check out in the description section is the things required for today's project. That will include the hook size, the yarn used, and all the other things needed to make the birds and the flowers. So let's get started. We are going to start off by making a magic ring and then chaining one. After that, take the magic ring out of your fingers, and into this magic ring we are going to make 6 single crochets. The chain of 1 does not count as a stitch, so we will consider only the 6 single crochets. So make 6 single crochets into the magic ring. So I'm using a very light pink kind of yarn. You can use any color yarn for your birds based on what color the bird you want it to be. So this is round number 1 and we have made 6 single crochets. Now we are pulling the tail yarn and closing the magic ring, and here we are going to work in a spiral. So we are not going to slip stitch at the end, we are just going to work on top of our previous round. So start off by making 1 single crochet on top of the first stitch, and because we want to know which is the first stitch of the next row, we are going to mark the stitch. So use a stitch marker, and if you do not have a stitch marker you can use a yarn of different color also. And into the same stitch make another single crochet. So the pattern for this round number 2 is to make an increase in every stitch. So what I mean by increase is to make 2 single crochets in each stitch. So continue by making 2 single crochets in each of the stitch. So since in our previous round we had 6 single crochets, at the end of this round you should have a total of 12 single crochets. Now remove the stitch marker and again make 1 single crochet on top of our first stitch and place the marker back. Now for round number 3 we are just going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch. So just make 1 single crochet in each of the stitches. So since in the previous round we had 12 single crochets, at the end of this round also we will have just 12 single crochets because we are not increasing or decreasing any stitches. And you will see that the pattern starts curving because we are just making 1 single crochet in each stitch. Now at the end of the round make 1 single crochet on top of the first stitch, then mark it back. And for this round as well, like in round number 3, we are just going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch. So this is the head portion of the bird. So make 1 single crochet in each stitch of this round as well. So we are in round number 4, and at the end of round number 4 you should still have a total of 12 stitches or 12 single crochets, you can say, since we have not made any increase or decrease in this round as well. So once you reach the end of this round, as usual we will remove the marker and make 1 single crochet on top of it and place the marker back, and then start off round number 5. So the pattern for round number 5 is 1 single crochet followed by 1 increase. So we just made the single crochet, now we will make an increase. So to make an increase into the next stitch, make 2 single crochets. So here we are making 2 single crochets into the next stitch. So make, and into the next stitch make 1 single crochet. Following stitch will have 2 single crochets, followed by 1 single crochet, followed by 2 single crochets. So we are just making 1 single crochet in one stitch and an increase, or you can say 2 single crochets in the next stitch. So continue this pattern throughout this round, and by the end of this round you should have a total of 18 single crochets. Now once you are done with this round number 5, we are going to turn it inside out. So this will be the right side of the bird, and now we're going to work on the next round, which is round number 6. So for round number 6, first make 9 single crochets into the first 9 stitches. So after making the first single crochet, mark it. Now make the remaining 8 single crochets. So this is the second single crochet, the third single crochet, fourth single crochet, fifth single crochet, the sixth single crochet, seventh single crochet, eighth single crochet, and finally the ninth single crochet. So after the ninth single crochet, we're going to make the tail of the bird. So for that we are going to chain 9. So make a chain of 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So into the very next stitch or the chain from hook, we are going to make first 1 half double crochet. So make another half double crochet into the next stitch. So we made 2 half double crochets into the first 2 stitches, and now we have remaining 6 stitches or 6 chains. So into the remaining 6 chains, just make 1 single crochet over each. So you will be making 6 single crochets over the next 6 stitches. So this is the tail part of the bird that we are making. So once you're done with 6 single crochets into the body part, again we will have 9 single crochets till we reach the marked stitch. So the remaining 9 stitches, just make 1 single crochet on top of each. So this is the first single crochet, the second, the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth and the ninth single crochet. So now we have reached the marker. So remove the marker and make 1 single crochet on top of it. So here too, first we will make 9 single crochets starting off this round. So place the marker back, and this is the first single crochet of this round. So make 8 more single crochets. So first is done. So this is the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth and the ninth one. So after the ninth one, we will reach the tail. So you're going to make 3 single crochets on top of 3 stitches of the tail. So here you can see the stitches of the tail. So you're going to start off at the base and you're going to make 3 single crochets over 3 stitches. So this is the first single crochet starting at the base, the second single crochet, and this is the third single crochet. Now we're going to move on to the other side. So before that, make a chain 1 and count 3 stitches on the other side of the tail. 1, 2, 3. So on the third one we are going to start off by making our first single crochet. So on the other side also we'll be making 3 single crochet on top of the tail. So this is the first one. So first single crochet, the second single crochet, and the third single crochet on the base of the tail. So this is the third single crochet. Now on the body of the bird we will have 9 stitches remaining, so make 9 single crochets on top of the 9 stitches. So you should have a total of 24 single crochets at the end of this round. This includes the single crochets that we made on top of the tail as well. So once you're at the end of this round, we are going to remove the marker and then make 1 single crochet on top of each. And this is round number 8, and for round number 8 we are just going to make 1 single crochet on top of each stitch. So this includes the stitches on top of the bird's tail also, so including them we will make a total of 24 single crochets. So just make 1 single crochet on top of each stitch. And since the previous round had 24 single crochets, at the end of this round also you should have a total of 24 single crochets. So here we are making just 1 single crochet on top of each stitch in the body of the bird. So once we reach to the tail portion also, we will just make 1 single crochet on top of each. And as you can see, we have these center stitches. So here too you make 1 single crochet on top of the stitch which is on this side of the tail, and another single crochet on the other side. So here you will have 2 single crochets in this section. So this is one and this is the second one. So after that, as usual, just make 1 single crochets on top of each stitch till you reach the marked stitch. So as I said, by the end of this round you should have a total of 24 single crochets. So once you reach the marked stitch, as usual we will remove the marker, make 1 single crochet and start off the new round, which is round number 9. So for round number 9 is also repetition of round number 8, that is just to make 1 single crochet in each stitch, and by the end of this round you should still have a total of 24 single crochets. So just make 1 single crochet on top of each stitch and continue doing this till you reach the marked stitch. So we are almost at the end of this round, and starting the next round we will start making decreases. So for round number 10, the first stitch will be a single crochet and place the marker back. The second stitch will also be a single crochet, so make another single crochet, and the third and fourth stitch will be a decrease. So insert your hook into the third, insert your hook into the fourth and pull through all of them. So this is a decrease. Similarly, make 1 single crochet in one single crochet in the next, and the next 2 stitches make a decrease. So for the decrease, as I am showing you here, we are just going to insert our hook into one stitch and then into the next stitch, and when we have 3 loops, pull through all of them. So continue this pattern and till the marked stitch, and by the end of this round you should have a total of 18 single crochets, and in this round we would have made few decreases. Now we are at the end of this round and we are going to start round number 11. So start off first by a single crochet and place the marker back, and after the first single crochet the next two stitches will be a decrease. So insert your hook into the second stitch, pull a loop into the third stitch and pull a loop and pull through all three of them. Make one single crochet into the next, and the next two make a decrease. So insert your hook, pull a loop, insert your hook and pull another loop. So let me show you again. Insert your hook, pull one loop, insert your hook and pull the next loop and pull through all three. So continue this pattern till the end of this round, and by the end of this round you should have a total of 12 single crochets. So after round number 11 we will have one more round, before which we will after which we will close the opening of the bird. But before that we will be adding the other eyes and beak parts. So for that purpose we are just going to leave this part by marking it with the marker and continue it later on. So here just place the marker into this loop so that our stitch does not open up, and we will continue another round later. But before that we want to add the beak and the eyes, and since the opening at the base is larger it will be easy for us to stitch the ends in. So here from top, if you see, onto the third row is where we are going to add the beak. So you can flatten the bird out so that you know which is the front side of the bird. Using a red yarn you can make a slip knot and pull this slip knot through the stitch. So just insert your hook and into the very next stitch, through that you can pull this slip knot through it. So pull this slip knot through it, and now we are going to chain 4 to make the beak. So make a chain of 4, and now insert the hook into the stitch right below it, and into the very next stitch pull a loop through it and make a slip stitch. So make a slip stitch. If you find this difficult, you can very much do your own pattern for a beak, or you can even use a felt kind of material and just cut it and stick it for the beak portion, whichever is easy for you. Now we can trim off this red yarn, and like I said, the reason I left the base open is because now it's easy for us to pull the tail yarn in. So just use a smaller crochet hook and pull this tail yarns to the inside of the bird where it gets hidden. And as you can see here, a beak shape has formed. You can put in some stiffening spray and shape the beak even better later on. And now we're going to add the eyes. So for the eyes we're going to use a black yarn, and you're going to use a needle for it, and there's no particular pattern for it. If you want you can use a black bead also. So approximately around where the beak started we are going to add the eyes to the center part here. So that's around the third row. So here we are going to use 2 stitches. So just insert the needle and pass through the very next stitch, and this is the first loop. You can add one more stitch into it, and I think with the second stitch the eyes become more prominent, and that's when I think we can tie it up on the other side and then trim it off. So here we are going to place some knots so that the yarn does not come off, and after placing 2 knots we are going to trim off the black yarn. And as you can see, this is why I left the base open, so that it is easy to tie off the yarns. So add the eyes on the other side also. So we are going to finish the row number 12 now, but I would suggest you to fill the bird with the stuffing at this point rather than after this round, because the opening becomes very small, which I forgot and I did it after this round. So for this round number 12 we are just going to make decreases a total of 6 times. So this is the first decrease, as you can see, and we're going to mark it, and after that we're just continuously making decreases. So the next stitch, or next 2 stitches also will be a decrease. So as I have told you, to make a decrease you'll be inserting your hook into the 2 stitches. So this is the first stitch, insert and pull a loop, into the next stitch, insert and pull a loop, and pull through all of them. So continue this till you reach the marker, and you should be left with a total of 6 stitches by the end of this round. And as I said, you should have done the filling before this round, which will be easier for you. I forgot and now I have to do it at this point, and it was a bit difficult, but anyway. So but you're going to end this by making a slip stitch to the first stitch, and then chain 1 and pull the yarn tight to form a knot, and then leave a long tail and trim it off. So as you can see, this is the opening which I have, and this is where I am going to insert the filling. So I'm using the end of the crochet hook to stuff the filling inside the bird. And once you feel that the stuffing is enough, we are going to close the opening at the base. So to close the opening at the base, now we are going to use a yarn needle. So use a needle and insert the needle through the stitches in a zigzag manner and pull through them. So do that for the remaining stitches also, and pull tight. And now after one round you can just pull your needle through one of the stitch and make a knot, and then trim off. Now insert your hook through the bird and pull out through any other end and trim off. This will make sure that the end of the tail yarn stays inside the bird. Now we're going to make the wings of the bird. So this is the first wing. Make a magic ring and chain 2. After this, take the magic ring out of your fingers and make 5 half double crochet into the magic ring. So to make half double crochet, yarn over, pull under the magic ring and pull through all the 3 loops. So we're going to make 5 half double crochets in this manner into the magic ring, and the chain of 2 doesn't count as a stitch. So once the 5 half double crochets are done, pull the tail yarn tightly and close the magic ring. Now we are going to chain 2 and turn our work. So just chain 2 and turn your work. Now into this first stitch, make 1 half double crochet. So this is the same stitch, so into that make 1 half double crochet. Into the next stitch, make 2 half double crochets, and similarly into the remaining stitches also just make 2 half double crochets in each stitch. So we are making an increase of half double crochet into each of the stitch. So continue this till the end of this row. So here do not forget the last stitch. So this last stitch will have these 2 loops here, so do not forget this stitch. So insert your hook under the 2 loops here, and under the 2 loops you're going to make a half double crochet, and make the second half double crochet also inside the same stitch. Now we are going to chain 3 and turn your work, and into the base of the chain 3 that you'll have these 2 loops. So into this insert your hook and make a slip stitch. Now after this we are going to make a slip stitch over each of the stitches. So just continue making. So what the main point is to make the slip stitches over this last row, and bring your tail yarn to the center part of the wing where our first tail yarn is available. So just keep making slip stitches until the end. So after this, when the stitches are over, you will just make a slip stitch over this chain of 2 here, and then you have another chain of 2 here. So just make another slip stitch here, and once you have reached the center part, you are just going to chain 1 and trim the yarn. Leave a long tail because you will need this tail yarn to stitch in the wing to the bird. So here one wing is done. Make another wing using the same pattern. I'll show you how to stitch the wing to the bird. You can stitch the entire wing to the bird, or what you can do is just stitch the top portion and leave the bottom part open like I'm going to show here. So there is no right or wrong way of stitching the wings to the bird. Here I am just using this tail yarn and passing through few of the stitches of the body of the bird, and once I feel that the wing is secure enough, I'm going to go to the bottom side of the wing and going to place my knots out here. So at the bottom side I'm going to place the knots and pass the needle through the body and pull it on the opposite side and trim it off. Similarly for the other tail yarn, also pass it through the body, pull it through the other side and trim it off. So in a similar manner you can add the other wing. So I have made 2 birds using the same pattern. So for the other bird I have stitched the entire wing, and for this bird I have stitched only the top portion. So for one of the bird you can just use a yarn and tie it to the top of the head, and you can trim it off, and you can use a stiffening spray and then make it look like a tuft of bird feathers on the hair. So you can use a stiffening spray and spread out the yarn on top. So this is how it will look. You can make it look better after using the stiffening spray. So these are my 2 birds which are ready. I'll show you how to make the small flower that I'm going to use for the branches. So I'm using a smaller hook of 3 mm and a smaller yarn, and I'm going to start off by making a slip knot, and then I'm going to chain 4. This is a pretty easy and simple flower that I'm using. You can use any flower pattern that you would like to use for the wall hanging. So I'm going to chain 4 first, and into the 4th stitch from the hook I'm going to make 2 double crochets. So into the 4th chain make first 1 double crochet, and next make the 2nd double crochet. Now chain 4 again and slip stitch into the same stitch, and this is 1 petal done. So for the 2nd petal chain 4 again, and make 2 double crochets on the 4th chain from the hook. So this is the first double crochet, and this is the 2nd double crochet, and chain 4 again, and we are going to slip stitch it to the same stitch. So this is the second petal. Now using the same pattern, that is to chain 4 and make all the stitches on the 4th chain, you're going to make a total of 5 petals. So continue and repeat this pattern to make a total of 5 petals. So once you're done with the 5th petal, you're just going to chain 1 and trim off. Leave a long tail yarn because you're going to stitch the petals together. So fold the petals in this manner such that the base is you're going to stitch through the base. So just wrap it around this way, and then using a needle you're going to stitch the base. So just hold the petals together, wrap it around and hold it together, and through the base pass the needle through all the layers of the base of the petals. So make sure you insert your needle through the base of all the petals and pull through them. So do this 2 or 3 times such that the base is secure for the flower, and once you feel that the base is secure, you can tie the 2 tail yarns together and then trim it off. So here we are going to tie the 2 tail yarns together and then we are going to trim it off short because I'm going to use glue for the base. If you're going to stitch in the base, you can leave long tail yarn also. So using this method, make more flowers. So I'm going to use this vine and wrap it around this branch here. The tutorial for this vine is available in one of my previous video and the link will be available in the description. I'm going to use some fabric glue and I'm going to stick this vine around this branch as shown here. You can also use hot glue to stick the vine to the branch. And once you're done sticking the vine, you can stick the small flowers and apply hot glue or this fabric glue to the base of the flowers and stick it over the branches as shown here. And once you're done with the flowers, you can stick the birds also to the branch. So here I'm placing the first bird on this side of the branch and I'm placing the second bird facing the first bird. And do not worry about the glue showing because you can cover this up by using more flowers or leaves. So once the birds are stuck to the branch, you can place more flowers to cover the empty spaces. And here I'm just going to place more flowers, and I also want to make it look like one of the birds is sitting on a nest. So for that purpose I'm using some brown yarn and I'm just cutting them into equal lengths and placing these strands of yarn under the bird as shown here. So place some glue and place this brown yarn which looks like small twigs or used to make a nest. So as you can see, our wall hanging here is ready. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. So do subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon for notifications, and give me a thumbs up guys if you found this video useful. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.